All right, guys. So a lot of people go out, they buy their first gun, and then they're going, what next? You know, you go to the range, do you get a case, do you get more magazines, do you get some sights, you get a light? That's what we want to talk about in today's video, is what you should be buying next after your first purchase of a gun. So setting this to the side. So to me, the first things you should be buying is eye and ear protection, also commonly known as Eye Pro and Ear Pro. Now, these are some really cheap options. I think I bought these just for really the main reason I have these in my bag when I go shooting is when I invite people to go shooting, I have a couple other things to bring with me. That way they have ear protection and eye protection. I personally prefer getting some nicer stuff. They make these are walkers. They work really good. They're noise canceling, and they're also, sorry, they're not noise well, they are noise canceling, but when you're shooting. So it silences the gun sounds, but you can still have a conversation with the person next to you. These work great. I love them. Me personally, I've upgraded over time, but that'll be another video. For first starters, this kind of stuff is a great product. They're about 40 or 50 bucks. Sometimes you can find them for around 30 bucks. So set that to the side. Same thing actually goes with or eye protection. Love these little cases. But this is, I can't remember the exact brand, ESS. I've actually seen some videos of guys taking shotguns and shooting at these things, and pellets will not penetrate the lenses. These are really cool. They're not cheap, but when you get into like duck hunting and stuff like that, a really good pair of Eye Pro is really nice. Highly recommend a nice pair of Eye Pro. So after that, the next that I would suggest is some cleaning options. This is just a simple gun mat, handgun smart mat. It's a real Avid. They make a whole bunch of different stuff. Honestly, I just found this online. I think I paid maybe 15 bucks for it. I'll put a link regarding most of this stuff or similar stuff for Amazon links. But I like a mat. That way, a lot of people tend to use towels. I like stuff like this because then my wife isn't cleaning a whole bunch of towels from cleaning guns or myself or anything, or using any kind of solvents getting thrown in the washer. This is the solvent, and this is the oil that I love, shooter lube. Along with this, there's also stuff like rags. It's nice to have a cloth, especially when you're out on the range. It's a little bit better than using your shirt, but I highly recommend getting a two-part system, one being the actual cleaner for removing some of the residue from when you're shooting, like the buildup from the gunpowder, and then oil. This would be, as you actually see right here, stage 1 and then stage 2. This oil works really good. There's a whole bunch of different kinds of oils. Another one that I recommend is actually a Lucas Oil products. They're gun oil. This stuff works great. This is actually my main go-to. I usually keep this in my range bag, and then when I'm at home cleaning, this is the stuff that I use. They're pretty affordable. I like them. They work great, and they don't leave any kind of like buildup. There's sometimes you use some cleaners, and it leaves a little bit of a residue from the cleaning solution. This stuff does a really good job at not leaving the residue. So the next thing, actually, sorry, one more thing on cleaning. A lot of people tend to get kits. Here's a kit, for example. This is for one of my rifles. A lot of times these got your wire brush or cotton swab stuff, then your another brush, and a cable to pull through. You don't, obviously you wouldn't need something this big for a pistol. It's a lot smaller, and you just have like a rod instead of this cable. These work great, especially if you just have, one gun. They work great. But something I actually prefer and recommend over these would be some snake bores. I'm a big fan of snake bores. I used to not use these, and then probably a couple of years ago I started using them. So I got, for every single gun and every different caliber I have a new snake bore, a bore snake for each one, because as you can see, it's made for different calibers. This one fits the 9mm, the 357, the 380, and the 38. These work great. Just to give you a quick just to show you real quick on them, these right here, it's got a weighted end. You feed that through the barrel, and then you pull this through. It already has some wire brushes on it, so you don't have to run a whole bunch of different stuff through it. A lot of times on these kind of kits, you're running your wire brush and then you're running through some more swabs to clean it out, and then you're ending with your cotton essentially. But this is all in one go. You run it through a handful of times until it starts getting clean. You can shine a flashlight is generally what I do, just to make sure that your barrel is pretty clean. So these I recommend a lot more over a bigger kit. So the next, which I think these are more of just some pluses. I think they're really nice to have, but they're not a necessity. Good pair of gloves. These are actually some newer ones I'm trying out. Magpul makes great stuff. The back is a little bit more vented, which is nice. And in the front, you actually have, I believe it's goat leather or goat hide or whatever it's called. And then it's reinforced in the areas where you tend to get a little bit more damage. I like these because there's not like a Velcro. You just put them on and they're elastic and they fit snug on me. And they're also, this black portion is also like, it's for your iPhones, for your digital screens, touch screens. So it works on that as well. You don't have to pull your gloves on and off every time you go to use your phone. Another addition that I would recommend is stuff like this is a reloader. They have a couple different reloaders. There's like speed reloaders for revolvers. This is the Upula, if I remember correctly. Uplula. I might be pronouncing that wrong. Please don't judge me. Or if you do, put it in a comment so I can laugh at it later. These work great. They work for single stack and double stack magazines. You close that and you push down on the receiver and the magazine. Then you put your bullet in, and then you release, pull it back up, push on the ammo, and it's repeated over and over. These work great. I think I bought this one. They're around 30 bucks. I'll put a link for something pretty similar, or if not the exact thing, on Amazon. Again, same thing with all this stuff. I'll try to put a link up for most of this kind of stuff. The last kind of like higher recommend, that's really more of just if you're getting into guns in case something breaks or you need to disassemble it, or you go to put your red dots on, or anything you're mounting on the gun, is a toolkit. These ones is the FixitSticks, if I remember correctly. I really like these kits, more so because they have most of everything you need and a whole bunch of stuff you probably don't need. To be honest, you can get away with the majority of this stuff for cleaning your guns. It's got your wire brush, it's got your brass rods for when you're cleaning out your guns as well, then all the different bits right here, and all the different bits right here. As well as it has a torque wrench. This is really good when you're putting on red dots. You can actually, I'll pull it up right here, you can actually see it's got different specs. A lot of people will get specific ones so you can get one that's just a 15 pound or just a 25 pound inch. But I actually like this one just because it's a all-in-one. So there's a whole bunch of stuff that you could get, when you get your first firearm. But my main thing is tools to fix it, stuff to clean it with, to keep it nice, and then things that you need when you're going shooting, like eye pro and ear pro. The other thing I'd kind of recommend is looking at places where you can learn how to shoot more. Lots of gun ranges offer classes, whether it be for a CCW, which is your concealed carry permit. There's defensive classes, there's actual like tactical classes that'll help you learn more stuff, whether it be shotgun, rifle, or pistol. There's lots and lots of options out there, but I would just go to your local gun range and ask them where they go or where they would recommend. And then the only other thing that I don't have right here with me would be some kind of holster if you're wanting to get into that kind of stuff. And then more magazines. It's always nice to have some additional magazines, that way you're not reloading as much when you're at the range. Anyways, that's it, guys. There's lots of fun stuff to buy, lots of more expensive stuff to buy when you're buying a gun, but all of it makes the hobby a lot more fun when you buy stuff that you like using and stuff that's enjoyable to use. If you like what you saw, go ahead and subscribe or thumbs up or a like. I'd love to get some comments and I'll start responding a lot more to the comments. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks.